Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is Jack Chang here and today we're going to do yet another property review. It is Sunway Belfield at KL. So yes, where on earth is Sunway Belfield? Specifically, it's actually in Kampong Atap. But I myself, to be honest, I've never heard about Kampong Atap. Yeah, so Kampong Atap is a relatively new hotspot which only appeared in the past few years, and make no mistake, it's actually very strategically located. So to my side here, you can see that is actually PNB 118 or Merdeka 118, the second tallest tower in the world. And we are only less than a kilometer away, 800 meters away from this big monumental giant, with lots of significance or importance in this particular building. Right beside, or right in between, from here to there, in between is actually Stadium Merdeka. And what is Stadium Merdeka? Of course, Stadium Merdeka is where the Declaration of Independence is done. Yeah, there's also a monorail station there. Yeah, Maharaja Lela, which is essentially 2 stations away from KL Central, transportation hub of KL. Yeah, and the other side, if the other direction you hit the monorail, it actually leads towards Bukit Bintang. Again, super I would say very well positioned, this particular area. Yeah, Sunway Belfield, Jalan Belfield, this whole Kampong Atap. But it's only of late, that you see developments. That being said, it's a lot of history, right? So just Jalan Belfield, from the name itself, Belfield, and also actually, if you look at this Kampong Atap, right, the surrounding roads and likes of Jalan Host, Jalan Talala, all these were actually named after key people in developing KL. Yeah, I'll talk more about Belfield and how it got its name. But yes, I want to go back to this particular project here, Sunway Belfield. There are actually 3, you can see 3 towers here, housing a total of 1,330 units. The smallest is a Type A, that's 788 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and the biggest is Type E, 1,378 square feet if I'm not mistaken, 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. So it sits on a freehold land, prime freehold land. Again, we're very close to key future central landmarks. Forget about KLCC. This will be the tallest tower in Malaysia once it really goes live. Yeah, what I mean by goes live is that there's a mall there. That mall has yet to operate. So once it operates, you can see people and you hear more about this 118. Yeah. For now, not so much. Okay? So yes, without further ado, I'm going to head in. 2 in, 2 out. And let's go. Okay, we've gotten through the guardhouse via that small entrance at the side there. Whew. So they split it 2 sections, or 2 parts of it. This is for block A and B, and to my right is C. So ours is in Tower C, but let's just check out this part here because this part is nice. This is really impressive. Yeah. You have a water feature and you have your big signage there, Sunway Belfield, Residence Kuala Lumpur. The other side, a little bit plain, not so sexy. Look at that. There's a certain vibe that you get right when you have a water feature. They're using it for key collection. Just repeat, very new, very like last month I would say. So it's very new, this development. And over that side there is Tower C. So visitors car park also, they split it. For this C, you have to turn down to B2 for visitors. But parking nevertheless starts from this level also for residents and goes all the way up to level 7. Yeah, And then of course level 8 is your facilities floor. So yeah, it's not as sexy as the other one. You know, you had your big signage there, but this I would say is much more private, right? Cozy. And then this is where you turn down to your lower floors. Yeah, and also you turn up, essentially. This is a cylindrical circuit. So this is the lift lobby. So you have your mail room towards this side here. Very simple, straightforward mail room. Yeah. You don't have racks though for online delivery parcels. Hope they sort that out. And these nice big panels. Look at the top, dark brown. Yeah. And the fan also is black. Gives that mystic type of vibe. And look at the chandelier. Okay, let's head up to the unit that we're going to review. Let's go. Stepping off the lift, we are on the 18th floor. So there are a total of 10 units per floor with a total of 4 lifts. And it's basically 5 units per side, yeah. And the feature wall for this, they are actually using fluted panels. Yeah, fluted panels has been gaining quite some popularity recently. And actually fluted panels is not too hard if you want to DIY. It's quite cheap rather to actually DIY it. And yeah, it's quite lasting, I would say, as a material. So this is one side of the wing. We basically have 5 units here. And before we head to the unit, okay, let's check out the refuse room and also the, let's see what's here. The refuse room. Okay, very normal refuse room, not the chute system. But there seems to be some ventilation up here, which is quite nice. Yeah. And here we have the ELV room, which is basically the room where you connect your TV, your smart TV, your aerial cable TV, basically, and also this is basically your what we know as the fiber distribution box. Yeah, it's locked. I don't think so I can open it, but this is basically where in your living room, right, you have the fiber termination point. It basically leads towards this. Yeah, and yeah, if just some knowledge sharing, if at times if you subscribe to any internet provider, right, and you notice the guy is taking time, he's not in the unit, he's fixing something here. Yeah, he has to fix the connection here. Okay, let's head to the unit. So this is the unit that we're going to review. This is a Type A variant, and it's 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms for a build-up of 788 square feet. So immediately at the entrance, very, very nice. I like the fact that this is a slope, yeah, as opposed to a normal tiered one, the drop down. So this makes it much more friendly if you have, let's say, a bicycle you want to push in, or you have a stroller, or even, you know, let's say, anything, a wheelchair even, you can easily just push it up, and you will see this design throughout the unit. Solid, nice door, decent, yeah. And you got a Yale electronic door lock. So this is a decent model. Of course, it's a good brand, Yale. And yes, this is basically, I would say, the normal type they give you, which is, you can see access card and also PIN code. Yeah, the better ones, of course, you have thumbprint or even a Wi-Fi model. Nevertheless, Yale, best in class. You can't get any other better brand than Yale. Yeah, a lot other options, but those mostly are those not branded ones or those commercial mass ones. Stepping in, nice. Okay, very normal layout, but how it's designed, very bright, cheerful. We'll go to the kitchen shortly. What I want to talk about first is the fact that it has this nice DB box, which is flush. Yeah, it's flush inside. So it's very neat, very clean design, well hidden off, given that it's flush. And inside the DB, what I really like is that, of course, it's single phase. It's only a 2-bedroom unit, 2-bathroom. But what I really like is that they actually label it. Can you see all this? 1/8, 2/10, 3. And you refer to this diagram here, they actually label it, yeah? So you would know each fuse, where does it lead to? For instance, this is the bedroom. You got living, you got dining, washing machine, kitchen equipment. So it's very, very clear label. This is very good, yeah. Not many developers label it. I don't know why, but this is really good practice. So if let's say there's a trip, you know exactly where it trips, which one to replace and so on and so forth. What do we have here? Kitchen. Okay, so kitchen is this area here, not outside. And this is a nice solid island. All these are provided, by the way. Yeah, it's partially furnished, this whole kitchen area. And even the electronics that you see here, all these are provided by the developer. Yeah, and this kitchen cabinet is decently branded. Okay, and when I talk about decently branded, what brand can it be? There's only one brand that most people know. It's Signature Kitchen. Yeah, Signature Kitchen, and they always have this label here for Signature Kitchen cabinets, right? Their drawers, right? You always see the signature, this tag here, yeah, as you open up. Sink, so your sink, this is where you do your washing. There's no water pipe on this side. You have your fridge, this is by Sharp, and Hood and Hob by Teka. My oven, this is an oven, also by Teka. And this Hood and Hob, you can see the hood, there's actually a filter there. Yeah, so this is the filter type. They basically suck it up and they throw it back after going through the filtration process. It's usually there's a charcoal filter that removes all the nasty odors, the smell, before it's circulated back in. You can do a fully exhaust where you throw it out. Ultimately, outside here is also plaster ceiling, so they could have actually just throw it out. But of course, you need to do coring, a hole. And you look at the opposite units, right? There's no coring, there's no exhaust fan, so it's not the full exhaust type though. Interestingly enough, because they actually have the exhaust, it goes all the way to the top only, and they throw it out through this opening here, yeah, this exit here. This is your washer and also your dryer. This is a washer dryer 2-in-1. You can see 10 kilos, 6 kilos. Bigger capacity is always the washing, smaller capacity is always the dryer. And why is the dryer always smaller? It's because you need more space. This is good, this door. I like this door. Number one, it's transparent. So obviously it allows a lot of light into the unit, into the kitchen, because usually the kitchen area will be darker area, since it's far away from the living room, right? But with this sliding door, it's nice, bright, and it saves space, yeah? Compared to a traditional swing door, it will actually eat into your yard. So I can't stand here and I can't swing it open. But with this sliding door, I can be standing on the other side and look nice, yeah? So yes, if you want privacy, it's not an issue also. Actually, you can easily just buy a translucent sticker. Yeah, those are very cheap. You can easily DIY it yourself actually. You can paste it up, less than, 100, and translucent, people can't see in. And yet, you still get light coming into the unit. Yeah. What else? This is the dining. So, okay space. Again, not a very big unit, 788. This is your living. Of course, you got your fiber point there. And nice windows, almost wall to wall. Yeah. So let's look out. There at the bottom there. So those facilities that you see there, right? This is the facilities for the other two blocks actually, A and B. So C, we have our own facilities, and in front there, of course, that is very, very historical part, yeah, of this part of town. So that building also is a very old building, if I'm not mistaken. Look at that. So this building, if I'm not mistaken, is a Writers Association, GAPENA, if I'm not mistaken, Gabungan Penulis Malaysia, something along that line. But yes, very historical. I mean, look at the architecture, and that is a Chinese school. I think it's a Sekolah Jenis Kebangsaan Cina. Can't recall the name. Guanjing, if I'm not mistaken. But it's certainly a Chinese school. Yeah, that particular school there. So yeah, very, very nice. Okay, looking back in, very, very normal. Okay, this part here. Yeah, you got the aircon there. The aircon, how big is that aircon? It's enough for this area, so no issues. And the aircon is there. It's split between your living and your dining, but more than enough. Likely a 2 horsepower aircon. And how do you tell it's a 2 horsepower aircon? Well, it's a inverter, 5-star. 5-star defaults are always inverter. By the way, if you see a 5-star rating, yeah. Okay, going to the bathroom. This is the shared bathroom outside. And yes, what I was telling you earlier about the slope, right? So you see the slope here. You also have the slope here. And as a matter of fact, you even have it at your shower area. But the thing about this slope, right, is that when you want to wash your bathroom, right, you can't splash water too hard or not. You actually just flow out. Yeah, so you have to be a little bit gentle on this part when you wet the bathroom floor. Okay. Very nice color scheme. Johnson Swiss. Water closet also by Johnson Swiss. And this bath, shower head and so on, all these also are by Johnson Swiss. Yeah. This, by the way, uses the water storage, the tank water storage system. So you don't have that instant water storage one. This is obviously much cleaner as far as design is concerned. It's stored up there. But that being said, it's also more expensive to maintain. And usually how people utilize, right, they use it not just for the shower, but they also pull it to the sink. So the sink also can have hot water, but this does not have hot water, for this particular sink. That's the reason why people use compared to the instant water shower. Yeah. So yeah, the water storage is more expensive also, of course, the tank type of water storage, but you can actually use it for multiple sources within this bathroom itself. The hot water, you can put it to different parts of the bathroom, not necessarily just for your shower. Okay, but yes, if you're not using, do turn it off because it consumes a lot of electricity because you don't want to constantly heat it up. Okay, the water. This is the small room, or rather the other guest room. Yeah, because there's no small guest room. There's only one guest room. This is it. It's decently bright, looking in, and that's because it has 2 window panels. Yeah, and this leads out not to the internal area, which is dark. So it's quite okay here. It's not too dark. Of course, you have your aircon, and you got sprinkler. That's also interesting. Not sure why, because I don't think so. This is a service apartment, not a requirement. This leads out again. Swing open windows, and bright enough. Yeah, bright enough. What's next? Fan hook. And of course, the smaller capacity aircon. This is a small one. 1 horsepower is more than enough. Yes, it's 1 horsepower. How can you tell? The model. Look at the model number, PU9. So 9 is for 1 horsepower. If you see 12 or 13, it's 1.5. And if it's 18 is a 2 horsepower. Master bedroom. So master bedroom, very regular layout, which is good. Squarish. You got space for a queen size, a king size even. And this corner is of course where you put your wardrobe. So not much space for anything else. I don't think so you can do study area. This is probably just your wardrobe against this side here. Yeah, and this space here, yeah, it's 5 feet plus, 6 feet living room, king size bed, that's all. bathroom, master bathroom. Looks good. Looks good. Yes, they have this. Of course, very standard. It has the rain shower. Yeah, additional. Of course, the tank water storage system also for this part. Yeah, actually that rainwater shower, I'm very curious, right? If any of you developers out there, can you tell me why we don't have that rainwater shower for the other bathroom? Because it's not that expensive, my point is. Yeah, it's just a couple of hundred ringgit. And if you really have the space, why not, right? What else? Oh yes, actually I love this window and this door here, which leads out to your aircon yard, your aircon latch rather. So by having this door, it also gives a lot of light, natural light coming into this bathroom. Yeah, and you can easily service your aircon. It's a full door, easy to service to walk out compared to your yard. Sometimes you put it in your yard, you put it outside, you prepare to climb over. Yeah, the parapet wall. This is a nice full door. You can walk out, you can service all three, and of course it's secure. You got all these metal railings, yeah, to secure and be safe, for the technician. This basic but yes, key. So your aircon, you can service it. You rarely open this door, but when you need to, you can. And when you don't, it brings natural light into this bathroom. Okay? So yes, I think that's about it. Yeah, Sunway Serene. This is the unit that we have just reviewed. If you're interested to buy this unit, rent, do reach out to Annie. Her name and contacts is below in the description. Or if you're an owner and you want to rent out your unit, you want to sell your unit, you need help, do reach out to Annie. Okay. Now that we're finished checking out the facilities at the unit, let's head down and check out the facilities. Okay. And yes, let's go. Let's go. So we kick off our facilities tour on level 8. This is a Tower C. Yeah, and why I mentioned Tower C is because the facilities, they actually split it between Tower C and A and B. So A and B, they have their own facilities even for level 8. Yeah, just across, I'll show you that view later. But yes, this is the list of facilities that you have here. So facilities, there are two main floors, I would say, 8A and the highest one, which is the Sky facilities. So let's start with this section here. Karaoke room. I do not have photos. I do not have access rather. So we'll try to get the photos. As usual, this type of places, it's always locked. You need to book in advance due to the demand, right, and due to the care that it needs. So they have to register by owner or tenant that goes in. Multi-purpose hall. You can see this is a badminton hall essentially. A double volume. It's too bright, can't really see. But yes, double volume. And there's actually, I'm not sure if you can see, but it's just a single badminton court. Reading terrace. Yoga terrace. It's just for the namesake of it, right? You don't see much. This is quite nice though. This kids playground area. Very, very Sunway light, I would say. Let me try to tag in here. Nope, no luck. Okay. Oh yes! Look at that! Nice! Nice weather. That is of course Merdeka 118. Let me talk a little bit about the access. So here's a better view. This is basically the slip road out of Jalan Syed Putra. So Jalan Syed Putra, if you come from PJ, right, as you approach closer to this Bulatan Syed Putra, there's this slip road on your left hand side. It's just after the turn off towards KL Central. You will come up to this part, and this road, if you don't turn out here, right, this slip road, if you go all the way straight, you basically head down towards Jalan Istana. and head towards city center essentially. So this one is a new road, obviously. They just completed and just opened it recently. Yeah, and of course, turn right here is towards a lobby, the guardhouse of Belfield. Okay, let's take a quick walk. This looks like a proper yoga terrace, this part here. Although it's a smaller one as opposed to there, which is not raised, looks very normal. So they've landscaped it a bit. You can see some contour to it. It's not flat all around. Right? And this is the BBQ area. This is branded Bondom. Yeah. Look at that. The tag is still here. I think tags are on all chairs. Interestingly. Oh, there are 4 pits in a way. 2 this side and 2 this side. And this is covered. Lighted, of course. You got some light around also. That's the old. Is it the Istana Negara? Yes, it's the Istana Negara. I know they are refurbishing it. This is an old one. It's actually open for tour to the public, but now I'm not sure if it's still open given that it's under refurbishment. And this is the other block that I was saying. This is actually A and C. So they have their own facilities on level 8. So even level 8 is not shared. Yeah, and of course at the top of the respective ones, A, B, C, you also have facilities on the sky, highest floor essentially, the sky floor. Yeah. I would say it's interesting that the access here is not shared. Usually what they do, right, most developers do, is that they just connect it. Yeah, and it's quite easy to connect if you ask me. You just do a bridge across, you connect it, you do different facilities, then you actually double up your facilities for the owners, the residents, right? Why not, right? You think about it, you might as well just double it. You'll probably spend the same amount of money, right? But instead of duplicating it, you do it different, and ta-da, you got double the facilities instantaneously. Yeah, because the number of the space, I would say, is almost the same. Yeah, but instead of doing the same thing, you can actually just do other facilities. Washroom is closed. Unfortunately, I can't. Okay. Hai pagi. Sama tengok sama tengok kejap. Okay, cantik. Okay, nice. Wow, look at that. Yeah. What else do they have? Okay, this for some grooming. Okay, there's normal stuff really. But the glance looks nice, high up enough. And then this is the swimming pool. I guess this is the jacuzzi, right? It has to be. It's not a kids pool. The kids pool is that. Oh yes, jacuzzi switch is here. Yeah. So let's see if we can power it on. I can't. Oh, I can. Okay, that's the jacuzzi. This is the infinity pool with a nice view of PNB 118. Yeah, Merdeka 118. Nice backdrop, nice sky. Second tallest tower in the world after Burj Khalifa in Dubai. And you might not have heard so much of 118, right? And that's because 118, unlike TRX, right? TRX, the mall is open. This is actually operating already, by the way. Completed. Yeah, everything is completed already. Corporate offices, there's also the hotel, Park Hyatt, 5-star hotel. But you don't hear so much of 118 because the mall is not yet open. And the mall is only scheduled to open in sometime next year. I think it will open by end of Q2 or early Q3 next year. So once that is open, the mall underneath, you know, then you would hear so much more of 118, not just as a tourist attraction, but you know, as a go-to place even for locals, right? 106 TRX106 is so much more happening because of the mall, and I expect a similar traction for this place here. Yeah, Merdeka. Nice sitting lounge that you have. This is the kids play area, water play area. You got a slide coming down here, but this is not a wading pool. Yeah, I mean, be careful when you have kids here, because it's not that shallow actually based on the glance, the number of steps going down, right? This is actually, I don't know, more than 30 cm, I guess. Yeah. So yeah, just be careful to the parents. Okay, so yes, that's about it. I think we're done on this floor. Let's head up. Oh no, wait, I need to cross to the other side. I need to show the ones on 8A. So we can either go up the stairs or go up the lift, or just take the stairs up. This is stairs, gym, dance studio, co-working space. Okay, we're on this floor. You got this co-working space. Nice. Turn on the lights so you can better appreciate. It's just beside the gym. Look into the gym also. And you got PowerPoints. If you want to do work, you want to connect your laptop, you can do that. Very similar facilities wise, but of course there's some variations here. And that has the extra tree there, sort of a tree house, right? A podium also, higher floor. But I would say plus minus, of course, the general ones. You have your kids' water area, you have a slide, kids' playground, main swimming pool, gym is there. So yeah, why? I don't know. I would probably just do a different set of facilities and let the residents access both. But of course, there are pros and cons, right? This, you have a lower density. That means better security, also better control, because only people in Tower C access this place. This particular floor, only Tower C. Gym. Let me turn on the lights. Where's the lights? Where's the lights? I think the switch is here. Yeah. Let me turn on the switch. Yes, the switch is here. So, it's nicer. Dance studio. True Fitness. From the States. You have a TV there. And yeah, nice view again. Look at that. Pride of Malaysia, PNB 118. It's owned by Permodalan National Berhad, which is the investment arm of, strategic investment arm of the government of Malaysia. Yeah. Okay, and yes, let's switch this off and let's head out. I think I got myself into the video, which is not what I like to do. Okay, yes, that's about it. Last one before we head up is this prayer room. Very simple, small prayer room. Yeah. And now that we are done on this floor, let's head up. Let's go. Stepping up the lift, we are on level 55. So this is the sky floor, sky deck, sky DBD terrace, sky function room, and of course, bathroom. So very simple toilet that they have here. They split it. And towards this side here, they have a function room, but as with most function rooms, it's always locked. Yeah, so you can't access the function room. You probably need to book it. I'll just get photos for this. And then of course, look at that! Yes! So it's a much better view from the top here. Let me see if I can roughly explain where we are. Okay, I need to get my direction. Okay, so there is New Central. Yeah, this building that you see here. Yeah. This is New Central, and hence that area there's brickfields. You are coming from brickfields. You can actually follow the. Let me see, this is the LRT line at the bottom here. That is the LRT line. Yeah. This is the LRT line. And the monorail is this line here that you see. Can you see this line here? This is the monorail line. So right in front here, this station down here, this is actually Maharaja Lela monorail. It's about 400 meters from Sunway Belfield, and it's actually most part of it is actually covered. Yeah, there's actually a covered walkway. This is a car park here, and right opposite here, as I said, this is Tun Maharaja. You can take the pedestrian bridge across, and once you cross this road, you can actually walk towards this main tower here. 800 meters only. We are away from 800 meters away from PNB 118. There is Stadium Merdeka. Yeah, this is where the Declaration of Independence is done. Okay, very historical place. Yeah, here. And yeah, there's so much history around this building, around this area. Yeah, this whole kampong up top. And actually, if we look back at history, right, this Jalan Belfield that this building is located along is actually named after this guy, Sir Henry Conway Belfield, and he's actually what we call as a British resident of Malaya. Now, British resident, resident does not refer to a normal resident per se, but this resident is actually a British administrator. What he did is that he's basically sort of the Menteri Besar, sort of, Chief Minister for this state, Selangor, and also Negeri Sembilan and Perak. Of course, he held it during different times. In a way, he consulted the Malay rulers, the kings, on how to administer the state, right, and how to modernize and bring economic growth, especially the tin mining industries. This was back again, late 1800s, early 1900s. Yeah, where this guy, Sir Henry Conway Belfield, and hence this road, Jalan Belfield, is actually named after him. Okay, let me just explain more about the building and less about history. This is, of course, the airwell. Yeah, it's open at the top, so it allows ventilation. Again, hot air rises up, so it comes out here, right? The hot air comes up here, and then you got cold air basically going from the bottom to push up the hot air. So it's very good for ventilation. What else do we have? You got I wouldn't say a barbecue area, but basically just a open space for you to chill. Yeah, and do a party, a night party here. I think the view would be awesome, to be honest. Yeah, that's that school, Kwan Cheng, that I was saying. SJK Kwan Cheng, very well-known school. Yeah. And that's the other block. So other block also, again, they have their own facilities. Not just, of course, this kind of facilities is for this block, and then that's the other block. This block A, it also has its own facilities. So it's not shared. Yeah. The highest floor, understandably, is not possible to share because it's hard to connect the highest floor. But level 8, they could have shared it, in my personal opinion. Wow, it's getting hot. Now it's only 10 plus. So yes, that is the main key selling point of this development, so close towards PNB 118. And PNB 118 again is the second tallest in the world, not just in Malaysia, right? Sorry, tallest in Malaysia, second tallest in the world. Yeah. So yes, very, very centrally located. To emphasize again, we're very close towards a monorail. And here, monorail, 2 stations down, you reach KL Central. And then a few stations up, I think 3 stations up, you reach Bukit Bintang. Yeah, and then Bukit Bintang, of course, that's where you have Pavilion KL. You can exchange to MRT. So yes, that sums up the review of this particular property here, Sunway Belfield. What do I think about this property? Again, I had so high expectations, right, of Sunway, because Sunway did such a marvelous job in all the other previous developments that I've reviewed. And how does this compare? It's impressive, to be honest, but it didn't have that super wow factor, yeah, if you don't ask me. But it's still impressive nevertheless. Relative to other developments, I would say it's better than other developments in terms of the expectation. But because it's Sunway, and maybe because again, if you watch my other videos, right, Sunway in general set so high benchmarks that I was maybe expecting slightly more. But nevertheless, it is impressive. It is impressive. Okay, don't be mistaken. And yes, if you are interested to buy the unit that I showed, or any other unit, or if you're an owner, you want to buy, you want to rent, you want to sell, do reach out to Annie. Okay, her name and contacts is below in the description. I'll just take a quick look at this bathroom. Is there anything nice? Nope, nothing special. Yeah, and of course, if you have not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe to the channel. Feel free to share this video with your friends and family. And yes, that sums up my second video for 2025. If you have any other videos, properties that you want me to review, yes, do let me know. Do share in the chat and comments below. Or if you're an agent and you want to partner, collaborate, by all means, do drop me an email. Yeah, jackchang@prop@gmail.com. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!